Peace, family. Peace, peace, peace. Welcome to Mad Nubian Light Worker. Last time I was on here, I did the introduction of what this channel was gonna be about. Tonight, I'm gonna be talking more about how I came into the divine knowledge, how I discovered that I was a chosen one. It's really not. You really can't discover it. You really just go through things, and you have to notice the things you go through in order to discover that there's something more to what I know now. And every day it's always something else to learn. See, a lot of people understand that. And I get more into that later. Every day we learn every day. Like I tell people, I don't know everything. Sometimes I think I do, but I even admit when I'm wrong. I don't know everything. You know what I'm saying? Can't nobody on this planet Earth know everything. It's impossible. The main thing people should learn is to, when they're wrong, say, okay, I'm wrong. I don't know that. But now that I know that I'm wrong, now that I know the right answer to that question, now I can answer it correctly next time someone else asks. You get what I'm saying? So that's another thing I want to touch on too. With me being open-minded and accepting that I don't know everything is how I came into this knowledge. Because when you think you know everything, you just stay at one mental level in life. You know what I'm saying? The ones that know they don't know everything, that's the ones who grow in mental intelligence. You know what I'm saying? Because they constantly searching for knowledge because they know they don't know everything. You got to constantly search. You know what I'm saying? But I was asked a question one time. I've been giving out information. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause that's one of my callers is to give out information. Whether you take the information I give or not, it's up to you if you take the information. You know what I'm saying? But I have to give the information because a lot of people like, here he go with this, here he go with that, here he go with this knowledge stuff, and I try to tell people all the time. Sometimes I can't help. I don't know what else to talk about other but real shit. You know what I'm saying? And the reason that being because I can't get into a conversation with people and just talk about just whatever. I can't do that. You know what I'm saying? Unless it interested me. And I know sometimes, I let my mind rest sometimes and say, you know what? It's okay to talk about what's going on in the world, what's going on, like everyday things. But in reality, a conversation ain't a conversation if you ain't growing from the conversation. To me, it's not anyway. But some people be intrigued by some of the things that I do, have an overstanding on, and they ask me like, "Yo, man, woo woo, you blow my mind away with some of this stuff that you be saying and woo woo. How did you come into all this type of knowledge and all this type of stuff, and what made you?" Well, first off, I'm gonna give you a breakdown on what's I'm gonna give y'all a good video on this tonight. First off, I want to start by saying this. I always been a reader. I read since I was a young man. You know what I'm saying? Let me take y'all with me. I've been reading, I just always had a passion for reading. When I came into this world, I always liked to read. I knew it was something about reading. I liked it. And this is a plaque. You know what I'm saying? I got when I was in elementary school for reading the most books in my class. Well, one of the most book readers, you know what I'm saying? Because there's other people that got a plaque as well. But out of a couple of hundred kids, me being only out of the 5 people that got picked for reading the most books in school, I was one of them. So, that was something unique at that age I felt proud about. You know what I'm saying? So I guess you can call me a nerd, but and a lot of people say nerds, woo woo, this and this and that. Your overstanding of a nerd is not what it really is. See, people think nerds are punks and this and that. They don't have no flavor, whatever. But the whole thing is with that is when you dig, you start overstanding some truths. You know what I'm saying? You start waking up to some stuff. You know what I'm saying? You're not like, and I want to start off from the beginning how I became into this. I came into this. I always had a passion for reading. Most of us young black men and women, we all grew up into the Christian church. Most of us have, and why is that? Because the Christian religion was forced upon us. I'm gonna go ahead and say it was forced upon us in slavery. They're not gonna teach y'all none of this stuff in school, but this was forced upon us in slavery. And how I know this is because think about this: why would your slave masters of our ancestors or relatives that was here before us, why would the slave masters give them anything to for uh help them for salvation when they was the cause of the problem anyway? So it's like me getting you sick purposely than trying to give you some medicine. So why would I get you sick then try to get you well? So evidently, if I got you sick and it didn't work, Oh, there's another way I can do it slicker, but do it gradually. You know what I'm saying? So in reality, what I mean by that is a lot of our ancestors in the ancient lands and things of that nature, they did a lot of spirituality, and people get religion and spirituality mixed up. It's not the same. You know what I'm saying? Religion is more like do this, do that. It's a book full of mandate. Religion is like a class, and what I'm trying to say, a class in society in the mental understanding of things, where it just give mandates where people join these different groups and things to be a part of something to live a certain way, and it's nothing wrong with that. But you have to get the true understanding of what you're practicing to even get the smallest benefits from it. So a lot of people think they're getting benefits from, but I'm gonna get into all that. And later on when I and this is just my journey I'm gonna give y'all tonight. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be giving y'all overstanding of my journey. So I'm not gonna get too detailed with these things I want to touch on. I'm gonna do that on individual builds. But anyway, our ancestors did a lot of spiritual things such as voodoo, hoodoo, and things of that nature. A lot of spiritual practice, other ancient spirituality practices and things that there is. And these things got them in tune with nature. You know what I'm saying? These things got them in tune, make them feel one with all. And what spirituality does, it makes you at one with everything around you, makes you at one with the trees, the birds, the air, the grass, the animals, and even other people. And that's the hardest part because you have to remember the only way you can become one with other people, you have to let go of the ego self. And that's the hardest thing to let go. That's really the devil in the Bible is the ego self. Get what I'm saying? That's really what the Bible speaks about the devil is the ego self, the I, the ego self. The self that always said just me. And when we always say me, we shut other people out because we think everything is just about me, but really ain't. When we bring other people into the fold, you got to understand this. We treat other people as one, as ourselves. But this is only, and this doesn't work. Like for instance, if what I mean is, we can be at peace with everybody. But no matter how peaceful we are with everybody, the people that's not into the spirituality understanding of things, they always going to be ego, mine, me. So in reality, you just have to understand and be patient with people that don't really have an understanding of certain things because it's not their fault. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's not their fault. Like just like somebody might be stuck in the dark and walking around, they can't find the light switch to turn on, so they bump into everything. It's not their fault that they can't see and they bump into everything. They can't find the light switch. But I might just have it be in the same room and have a sense of direction to cut the light on because I know exactly where the light switch is at. You get what I'm saying? And I happen to be one of those that knew where my light switch was to cut it on. You know what I'm saying? While other people are still walking around and dead. When it meant in the Bible, when it said something about rising the dead from the grave or the resurrection, what it meant the mentally dead. And a lot of people are still in the grave. They still think the world is what it is in their reality, but really the world is much more than what we see in front of us. You know what I'm saying? It's way much more than that. And it all started, like I said, in the church. And what the church did for me was give me an understanding of God. So that's the main thing the Christian church did for me as a child. It introduced me to a creator. Okay. But then when it started going deep into the Bible and things, like I said, I get into that another build. It kind of throws you off. You know something ain't right. And I knew then when I was young, I used to be in church, we'd be reading certain scriptures and stuff. I'd go to different churches and things like that throughout my childhood and growing up and things. And I'd be like, you know, one thing I always noticed, most of these churches read out of the same books. I never been to a church where they read through the whole Bible. It's like the same books that most churches read from, especially black churches. They read from the same books. It's either Psalms, Proverbs, Deuteronomy, Revelations, or Genesis, and certain other books they kind of skim through them. But and maybe I might be off. Maybe you know what I'm saying because that's just my understanding of what I've seen. But like I say, I'm not saying that that's what they do. But in my reality, it's the truth because that's what I always seen. Is people just you know what I'm saying. But another thing I always thought they read the Bible like an actual storybook. Not understanding that the Bible is written in code. You have to decipher the code. And once you crack the code, you will get the truth. And the only reason they did that because they hid some truths. Because the truth can't be long hidden. The truth cannot be eliminated. So when they came up with this religious thing or set up the Bible, they try to jumble it up. They try to put everything, you know, jumble it up to make you think that there's talking serpents, all these things. Like I said, I get into all that in another bit, but I went through the church, woo woo, grew up, going through a lot of things in life and things. And we always gonna go through, no matter how far elevated we get. But the higher elevated we get, and the higher vibrations get, and I get into that for you, because this is for people who don't know what spirituality is. You lose all that. But the thing is, going through things, and you constantly like, call on Jesus, pray about it, pray about it, pray about it, pray about it. And there's been good times and things, but I always felt like it was still something missing. I'm like, something there's more than life is just getting up every day, going to work, getting married, having kids, and living life and having everything you want. It's more to life than that. But you have to live in the world but not be of it to figure out what I'm saying. See, that's what it meant in the Bible also. Live in the world but not be of it. You get what I'm saying? See, a lot of y'all don't understand what that really means. It doesn't mean forget the world or forget everything and forget life. No, that's not what it means. 'Cause I had a lot of people say, "Oh, you live in depressing life." No, I just have a deeper understanding. And to be honest, my life is way more happier than most people. You get what I'm saying? So you ain't correct to say that. You're very incorrect. And the reason my life is way more happier than most people because I know what life is. You think life is just living and breathing and just doing what you're doing. That's not life. Life is to be able to see past the veil. Get what I'm saying? Past the veil. You know how you look and a lot of but like I say, see, I keep getting off course. I want to jump so deep into this stuff, man. I'm just excited. But the thing is, we pray, we go to church, we pay tithes and this and this and that. It's over and 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 over. And I used to think as a kid when I sit up in the church, I'd be like looking at the preacher and his family. It was always fancy, always had the nicest things on, always had this, always had that. And you'll be like, my mama them struggling to pay rent. And that was when we were younger. We mama had to work and stuff. She had to go to work and things, to help and take care of us and stuff, and also my cousins and things of that nature for a short period of time. And it's the thing. Why the damn church won't give us money? Since y'all got so much, since the Lord is blessing. And this is how they get you in the church. They'll say, the Lord gonna bless you, the Lord gonna bless you. The Lord, why everything that comes out of a black preacher's mouth is always about when the Lord bless you, he gonna bless you with a material gift. So y'all thinking that y'all believe in the material God. Oh, Lord gonna bless you with that house. He gonna bless you with that car. He can put you in alignment with those things, but you have to bless yourself by working to get those things. He ain't gonna just drop it in your hands. And if something ever did, and like I said, I'll go deep into that because sometimes people get blessings and be like, oh, the God gave it to me. Yes, in the sense, but you might have did some things, put yourself in alignment to get these blessings. You might have gave people things and things of that nature, or just always been a good-hearted person, or always stay out, or whatever. You know, the energy you give. You get what I'm saying? When you give out good energy, good things happen. So yes, it's some partial truth to that blessings, but it's not as you think. If you give me some money, you're gonna get you gonna get a house because you gave me some money in my tithe offer bucket. No, no, no. That's just church houses, temples, whatever. All these religious organizations ain't nothing but businesses. That's all this really is. Just a business. It's just a way to sell you some words to you and make it, and especially in the Christian church, they'll talk real good. They'll talk super good. They really just selling you a performance. So you'll get so touched, and you know how they be hopping around and stuff. They be like, I got the Holy Spirit. They be jumping around and doing all this and doing all this and doing all this and doing all that. Think about this. The reason they do this is because they're really getting in line, and they're not knowing this. When people catch that, that's really the ancestors. And you remember when you look at the Africans in ancient Africa and Egypt, when they be having the planned thing and they be doing the little dances and stuff. That's the same thing they do in the church when they be sitting there saying hallelujah and screaming and stuff. Same thing our ancestors did, but they did it in the spiritual sense. So they ain't nothing with no Holy Ghost and all that coming in. So that's the ancestors. If you want to call it that, call it that. The Holy Ghost, whatever you want to say, everybody got their own name. There's no right or wrong answer on naming things in your reality that you want to name it, but you have to remember all things are the same, just a name. People say, "Oh, Jesus, God, Muhammad's God, this is God, He's God, He's God, He's God." There's only one supreme being, God. That's the Creator that created everything that there is. That's the living force within all of us that's causing us to live right now. That's the reason your heart beating. That very heartbeat is the living, true living energy, which we call the supreme being, God. You know what I'm saying? If you go look outside right now, you'll see the trees, the wind, and everything is blowing or moving in some shape or fashion because the universe is a moving tunnel. You know what I'm saying? So nothing sits still. Everything vibrates. Even your dresser that's sitting in your room has a vibration to it, but a very low one. You know what I'm saying? So everything's living. You gotta think this wood came from a tree, living thing. So it still has some living DNA in this thing. You know, everything that you see, these walls, these candle holders, all this stuff you see in the background, all this came from the planet Earth. You know what I'm saying? Everything came from the planet Earth. But man dug into the fruits of the earth to get these things and be able to use the divine creative knowledge. Because you know, the supreme being God is a creator. And they gave us the same abilities. So let's give it an understanding for the Christian aspect. Your father God, right? If you are the children of your father, don't you should have the same DNA makeup your father has? Should you have the same some of the same talents your father has? He gave it to you. You just have to tap into it. Everybody has gifts. Like I was telling my mom earlier. So everybody has gifts. You're right, but some people don't really tap in, and some people, even the ones that do know they give, some of them don't know how to use the gift. You know what I'm saying? Because they have the wrong overstanding of certain things. But everybody has spiritual gifts, and we just have to tap in. Part stuff, everybody. Been drinking soda all night, but try not to. But anyway, you know, going through things and going into the church and you start questioning everything, and you start realizing something ain't right. Something ain't right with this. You know, been going through things, you know, juvenile, homeless, on the streets, and things of that nature. And I decided, you know, I want to go to a ministry because, you know, from a point on, I wanted to be a preacher. You know what I'm saying? Because I felt like it was going to change my life, but I still had questions and answers. So after I got done searching for most of the questions I could in the ministry, going back and forth, in and out, and I always realized we spent more time on the street, so called, uh, what you call it, was fundraising. I call it panhandling, fundraising for the church, holding signs, giving the people the little pamphlets and stuff for the church, giving them to donate money, eating clothes, stuff into to the ministry. And I said, we out here more than we are in the church. And then when we go in the church for a little Bible study, we talk about the same thing. But I'm still not getting nothing from it. It's like, how does this gonna make me a better person knowing about a talking snake? You know what I'm saying? like you know, and that was the questions I had. And I always used to think I go to ministry, and I see the same thing. The preachers be fresh, they be this and that, and they feed us this food that was just so low grade. You know what I'm saying? Like hamburger helper and stuff like that. So hold up, we raising damn near over $1,000 every day for this church, and this is all we get. We can't get a steak or nothing. You know, that's the shit I used to think, and I'm like, this man is always fresh. And then and I feel like I felt like I was being pimped. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna give you a place to stay, give you something to eat, but you got to go make my money during that day. And that's how I felt. So I was like, man, this shit ain't right. Sitting in here another 9 months, I did, you know, my little rehabilitation and shit. Go sit in this motherfucker because I was a heavy drinker, but I never thought I had a problem with it. I just knew I had to go, you know, do something. And see, that's the first thing of denial. We'd be like, oh, we ain't got a problem. But I went through that, got out, still drunk, went to ministry school or whatever, and I realized, I said, no matter how hard I try, I always backtrack because I'm waiting for something to come and save me, which ain't gonna never come and save me. You know what I'm saying? I'm waiting for something to take away my temptations, which is not gonna do that. I have to find some way to do that for myself. So that's the way I got to thinking. Hmm. So I started getting discouraged. I was like, man, this shit ain't working, bro. Every time I come here, and to be real with you, I was laying in bed one day. This is when I was in San Diego in the ministry. I was laying in the bed one day, and I was laying there, and I was thinking to myself, like, damn, something was just saying this ain't right. Something ain't right about this. This all it is. This is what we're gonna be doing for a whole 9 months. Is just going to fundraise, come and say a few things. We got to go lay in the room. I feel like I'm incarcerated. Man. Hell no, this can't watch no TV or nothing. which is good that they did that because that got you more into your books behind you. But still, I still felt like there could be other things I could be doing out in the world better myself than going to get other people rich. I could be getting myself rich so I could be able to help the less fortunate instead of taking from the less fortunate. Get what I'm saying? So I thought to myself, this ain't right. This ain't right. So I don't know what it is. I broke down crying. I said I've been through this ministry about 4 or 5 times, and I still don't feel no. I don't feel no change. I want to change, but I don't see a change. I still feel the same. I still pray. I still do this, but I still have problems. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm looking for this sky daddy to come down and wipe all my slate clean and just throw a mansion at me, a car at me, and just forever be happy. And I was like, damn. I said, man, I'm gone. This and that was the last straw right there. I think I've been to the ministry 4 times, so I grabbed my stuff and I left. Went to the shelter in San Diego. And I knew I was searching for something, but I didn't know what it was. I was searching for God. You know what I'm saying? I was searching for the true and living God. That's the one I was looking for. I was like, the one up there ain't doing nothing. But I know there's a God. I said, because I can't be here by, I know there's a creator. I know there's a God. We know that. But I want to actually get to know him personally. You get what I'm saying? I want to know him. You know what I'm saying? Instead of just reading about him, I want to know who he is. Because people say this is who he is, but I want you to tell me who you are for yourself. So I went searching. So one day I came out the building, out of the shelter. I seen Mr. David. That's what Brother David. Let me say it that way, Brother David. And I looked at Brother David, and Brother David was standing there with a suit and tie. And I always used to see the Muslim man, the NOI brothers, man, dressed in their suits and ties. They just look like the black mob. They look powerful to me. Even when I was a kid, I used to look at the Nation of Islam, but I never said nothing about it. I used to wonder about the Nation of Islam. I said something about those brothers. They always got those shades, old, fresh cut, clean, bow tie, suits and ties, and they sit there in the stance, a posture, which we call standing on your square. And they be sitting there with them final calls, giving out the message. You know what I'm saying? After all in all. And I went to brother David. So what's up, man? He said, you want one of these final calls? You want to come to the mosque today and check out Farrakhan? I said, Farrakhan will be down here? He said, no, Farrakhan gonna be at the mosque, but he gonna be on TV screen going live from another state. I think he was in Chicago at the time. I said, yeah, I'll go check it out. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause I just had left the ministry and I was still searching for something. I say I just can't live life not being connected because I know I have a calling, but I want to figure out what it is. I just don't believe it's just living life, just living it like everybody else. I believe it's something deeper to life, deeper mysteries. And and deep inside of me, I knew something. I didn't know what it was. Like where I'm at now, I never set out and planned to come this far mentally. It just happened. You know what I'm saying? That's why they say when you're called, many are called, but few are chosen. When you chosen, you can't derail. When they say remember they say when God has your plan set for you, can't nobody derail it, no matter what they do. And even the stuff I did, I tried to derail myself, but I couldn't derail. I say, why am I always going through what I go through? Because he said I'm gonna get you on track. But anyway, I go and I'm speaking from the understanding of the audience that don't understand. Like I say, for all my third eye openers, you already know we say we have our own words for you know what I'm saying, universe. But because God is a man-made title, and we'll get into that later. But you can use it. You're always welcome to use it. But um, and Brother David gave me the final call, so I was looking over and stuff, seen some interesting information in it. And then I said I'm gonna go to the mall. So I went to the malls, checked it out. When I went to the mall to check out this information, I listened, seen the brother, all the brothers were welcoming, the sisters was welcoming, respectful. The food they made was, excellent. So I'm like, okay, going to there and whatever. And I like the way, and me, I believe the only way to become better person is through discipline. And that's what I liked about the Muslims. They had a lot of discipline, and I needed the discipline. That's why they attracted me more. You know what I'm saying? When Christianity don't really teach that, it teaches let this indivisible sky daddy do everything for you. All you have to do is just believe, and he'll get everything done. But really, you have to put that work in. And people say, "Oh yeah, we all know that works without dead." If you know how people be talking, well, we all know that. We all know that. Well, you don't know it deeper than I do. And we'll get to that later. What that meant by that. But anyway, I go in there, I'm sitting down, I'm watching Farrakhan just going, boom, boom, boom. So I joined the Nation of Islam. I was gonna be a part of FOI, but I was like, nah. you know what I'm saying, something personal came up, and I didn't know why it came up at that time when I was a day away from becoming an FOI and why that came up. But I had to get back to my little personal life and handle some things there. So then again, I left again from that. I stayed in there for about 3 months and I left California, went somewhere else with family members. You know what I'm saying? I get through all that shit. And when I went through all that, I still stayed in my Islamic Muslim studies of Nation of Islam, kept talking to some of the Muslim brothers. And they said, man, we wish you could have stayed. Like, yeah, man, but and I sometimes I tell myself I should have stayed, but then I'd be like, no matter if I get off course, I'm still gonna get put back on course because I felt like when I left, I got off course again. Like, damn, you should have stayed your ass where you was at. But I remember I said they can never derail me off course on what I'm supposed to go because every time I somehow get back on course and I don't know how, I just do. But I'm in my studies and woo woo. People making fun of me. Oh, he's a that's your pork. Don't eat pork book because I had to look around. Just talking crazy. And they the ones that got the most problems. The motherfuckers right now, they going through hell mentally. That's their hell. Because they want to talk and laugh at everybody. Them individuals know who I'm talking to. But I was thinking to myself, like, woo woo. Then I start, getting into some of these Nation of Islam group, and I started getting into contact with a couple of 5% brothers and things. And they start giving me an understanding of the true and living God within myself. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I go through all these on a later build in deep detail, but I'm just getting into it now. So that's when I kind of dropped out of NOI and went for 5% because now I'm starting to think if it's living in me, why do I got to go to a temple? So the nation and all the 5% off is a branch off the Nation of Islam. It's just a different type of branch of it, but they have a different understanding of certain things. You know what I'm saying within the Muslim culture, Islamic culture. And you know what I'm saying? Like I said, we'll get into all that later on some of these other bills. But I was like, man, I was like, man, now I'm learning and that's what the Nation of Islam taught me. It taught me to get into numbers. It taught me a lot about numbers. You know what I'm saying? Not everything I needed to know about numbers, but it introduced me to numbers. And I started becoming more and more fascinated with numbers. That's why they say mathematics and all that, science, mathematics and things. And I'm over here like, man, these guys are dropping jewels, you know what I'm saying? Supreme, I mean, a lot of different guys. Brother Fahim, Black Guy Raw, peace to y'all, man. And, you know, and for the ones who still rocking with me, but I know some of those 5% brothers probably feel some type of way about me right now, but that's okay. I know. But, and a lot of people say, you was Christian, you was a Muslim, you was 5%, and now you this and this and that. And I say that's the steps of life. We all got to go through different grades to graduate, right? How you gonna graduate when you only in the first grade and you stay in the first grade for the rest of your life? You can't graduate school like that. You got to go to a grade for a grade for a grade. So I said these different schools of thought are what everybody need to go through to get the whole picture of everything. Because you just get one understanding of things, you'll never understand nothing else but that one thing. You know what I'm saying? And as a child, I used to think to myself, how is one religion wrong and this religion's right and this religion's right? I said, I believe they all the same. I just think people have their own understanding because all religions are from different cultures. Christian religion is from the European culture. It's not our dark skinned people's religion. We'll get to that later. And the Islamic Muslim religion is the Arabs from India, Indonesia. Uh, and I could be wrong about that too. Like I said, I ain't right about it, but I know it wasn't of the that got introduced later on to Africa. It was in Africa for a while. Like I said, it always been in the ancient lands, this Islamic culture, but it was called a different thing back then. It was practiced different. You know what I'm saying? But we start making, like I said, I don't really want to speak on nothing I don't know about, but I do know some of these cultures are more practiced by other people more than ourselves. We was more to, and when we did the Islamic code, it was more like I said, still like almost like a mystical type thing, like almost like the Sufis. You know what I'm saying? The Sufi Islamic brothers, Muslims and stuff, where they more like mystic. But all this has a science. So like I said, it's no right or wrong thing, but it's the understanding, the overstanding we get from it that makes it wrong. Because if we look at something wrong from what it really is, Just like, for instance, if I get a machine or this laptop I have right now and I'm looking at it, but I don't know how to use it, I could end up doing something that I'm not supposed to do. For instance, doing some things on here and end up contacting the virus. But me know how to use my computer and what site not to go on the things and having knowledge of how to use technology, I'm able to work it any way I want to work it because I know how to use it. I have understanding of this individual thing that I have. So I know how to use it for its proper uses. But if you don't have understanding of it, you just use it for things that it's not used for. Just like if you got a laptop, only thing you do is watch TV on your laptop. You can watch TV on your TV right now. Why you watching it on your laptop? Laptop is for searching the web and studying, doing all type of creative things with it. So by me having an understanding of that, I'm using it for that. I mean, one can do what they will with that, with what they want. You know what I'm saying? But to get the most out of it, you have to use it for what it's for. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people got a phone, but they don't read. They don't look up things. They don't investigate things. They just, I don't know. But anyway, when I went through all that, I started falling out of that and going more, leaning more to the ancient Kemetic African spirituality, where I'm pretty much at now, and on to deeper mystery type teachings such as mystery school teachings, mystical teachings, mysticism. So that's the best way to put it. My spirituality is mysticism. Not a Muslim, not a Christian. I'm not any of that. I went through those school of thoughts and I still touch on some of those school of thoughts for information, but I don't call myself, I really don't like labeling myself for anything because all these things do, when you put labels on yourself, it separates you from other people. I just like to say I'm a spiritual person and I have a deeper understanding of the mysteries of life. You get what I'm saying? So I don't like to put labels on myself. So me saying I'm a spiritual means I agree. I I can really coincide with any religious person if I want to, because I have overstanding on all their religions. You get what I'm saying? So because I know it's all one big picture, it's all the same stuff, it's all one, nothing separate, unless man from his egotistic lower self separates these things. All things came into fruition as one. And then men start making creeds and separating things. And that's why you got so many divisions and wars and things of that nature. They talk about street gangs, cliques, this and that. What is a Christian? What is a Muslim? A gang. Just more on a social political scale type. You know what I'm saying? It's still the same thing. If you're a Christian and I'm a Muslim, I don't like you because you worship Jesus. And if I'm a Muslim, you don't like me because I worship Muhammad. And if I'm 5%, you don't like me because I got the wrong understanding of who Allah is. And if I'm worshiping, there's all these different things. It's like I realized going through all that, there's no difference in all these different groups that I'm going to. I'm getting information from them, but why would I still want to call myself these things? I'm still classifying myself as something. I'm still getting bashed atop of the head every time I say, okay, I'm a Christian. Oh, I don't believe in that. A lot of brothers looked when I was a Christian. A lot of brothers looked at me like I was crazy. And I said I was a Christian. They used to look at me like, huh? Believe in white Jesus? I said, I don't know. That's what I was brought up in, you know. And I said, okay, I can't win for losing. Go to Muslim, same thing. Nah, that's like they terrorists, ain't they? Oh shit. Go to a 5%. Oh my God. You gonna go to hell. That's this is that. And they think this is devil worshiping. He's doing this and doing that. And I was like, damn. So I'm just going to different. Then now I'm just to the point where like I'm just going through these schools of thought, get my information and my own understanding. I do my research and get my own understanding of what the truth is. You know what I'm saying? But I never push nothing to the side. Just because I'm not a Christian, I don't practice Christianity doesn't mean I don't still dig deep inside the Bible and decipher what I need to decipher and find out to get my understanding of certain things. There's certain things in the Bible that's beneficial to me. There's certain things in the Quran that's beneficial to me. There's certain things in the 5% of studies that's beneficial to me. And certain things in the Nuwapic studies that's beneficial to me. There's certain things in the Kemetic studies that's beneficial to me. Certain things in the moral science that's beneficial to me. There's certain things in every school of thought that we could take from Buddhism, practicing control and discipline of the body and mind, what it taught me. And like I say, I'm still a student, but I like to call myself a master student teacher because I have the ability to at least give some of this information. Like I say, when I come across some stuff I don't know, I'll pause and say, let me research before I do that. And if I feel like I said something I'm not too sure about, I say, do your research. And if I'm wrong, let me know in the comment section And I'm gonna find a way to leave my email. You can, message, because like I said, each one teach one. I might give out some information. Even the people that come on my channel and watch these videos can probably comment and teach me some stuff too as well. I'm not ever too ignorant to say, "Oh, I think I know everything." What you say don't matter. Just like earlier with certain people, certain individuals, we was talking about something, and I was like, you know what, you're right. I'm wrong. I just had the wrong understanding. You're not wrong, and I'm not wrong, but I had the wrong understanding of what you're talking about, and you had the wrong. You know what I'm saying? So in reality, I always, if I'm wrong, I let people know I'm wrong. So now I learned something new tonight. You know what I'm saying? I learned. I know. I learned. So by me doing that, I'm never ashamed to be wrong, because if you ashamed to be wrong, you think you know everything. You'll never learn anything else. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes you gotta say, you know what, you are right. Damn, I thought that was that though, but now I know the right answer. So I won too. You know what I'm saying? You think you won because you proved something to me, but really, if I accept what you saying, like, okay, you're right. You proved it. I mean, I can't deny it. The truth's right there in front of me. So if I still deny it, that's called ignorance. You get what I'm saying? You're being ignorant now. That's like me telling you it's 11 a.m. on a sunny, beautiful day. You know what I'm saying? The sun is shining. I go outside and I look up. The sun is beautiful. You say that ain't the sun. That ain't the sun. What are you looking at? What is it then? You get what I'm saying? Some people that ignorant and still deny the truth when it's right in their face. Me, I don't do that. But if I see the truth in my face, I say, well, hell, I can't deny it. You was right. Damn. I thought I knew that, but I guess I didn't know that. But since I don't know that, I know that now. So now I do know that. You know what I'm saying? So, never be afraid to say you wrong. Because when you do, you know, you get stuck in life. But really, you don't even find life. You know what I'm saying? Living, this is not what life just is, what you see in front of you. It's more to life. Got different dimensions and things of that nature. But anyway, like I say, this video and this channel is for the ones who want the light and who want to have an understanding. If you don't agree with me, like I say, you're always free to log off of this, tune off of this, whatever, and whatever. It might not be for you. It might not be your time to hear this. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to scare the cat away. But for the ones who saying, hell, fuck it, I got an open mind. Let me listen to this man. And if I don't agree with him, I just don't agree with him. And before I disagree with them fully, let me do my own research. Don't just disagree with me just because you don't like the way I look, or you just don't like where I'm coming from, or you feel like I might be trying to destroy your way of life. And because a lot of people don't want to come into truth, because truth requires change. Once you learn the truth, now what you gonna do? Because now that you know the truth, if you know the stove is hot and you still touch it, you's an idiot. I just told you the stove was on, it was hot. So you destroy yourself by being ignorant, not listening to the truth when it's right in front of you. And like I say, it is what it is. But anyway, going through all these, going through the spiritual journey requires a lot of separation too from people and things. And somehow I didn't know how to do that. I mean, I know how to always separate myself from people, but just being around things and things and things, like we always gotta be around things. But I always used to just like, damn, I gotta save myself. But like I say, after I went through all this stuff, I was back out on the streets, drinking and things of that nature. Still smoking weed like a motherfucker. And hey, it's a herb. And so I was thinking, I was like, damn, no matter how much I try to do right, I always fall short. You know what I'm saying? And I said, you know what? And that's after all this. And I said, you know what? When I went out there and I was on the streets for a while, I thought to myself, damn, like I have to, if I don't want this to be my reality for the rest of my physical life, I have to make a change. You know what I'm saying? You have to. You have no choice unless you want to, you know, just be there like you are, fucked up. So I started saying to myself, being out there gave me time to think. I had nobody to talk to. I had no one to really communicate with. Half of the motherfuckers out there, you don't want to talk to them, trust me. So that made me start coming more in tune with myself, loving myself more. And by loving myself more, it made me tell myself, if you love yourself, you'll do what's good for yourself. You know what I'm saying? Because out there, all you got is yourself. And that's what made me start loving myself more, because all I had. Nobody else was gonna protect me, when nobody else was gonna feed me, when nobody else was gonna do nothing. Or I would have just curled up somewhere and died. You know what I'm saying? When nobody was gonna protect me from nobody else, I had to be a warrior and stand up to motherfuckers with my, had to, whatever I had to do to make it out of that situation, that's what I was gonna do, even if it was gonna take somebody's head off. But one thing I learned, the important lesson I learned, is to love myself, and I learned survival, and it made me have a strong mental. There was days I had to be without nothing, you know what I'm saying? No phone, no nothing, just sitting out and just had to look at the trees. And by doing that, I became more conscious of what the universe really was. It was all one with me, and I was one with it. You know what I'm saying? Always seeing cats. Cats are very mystical creatures, and I always used to see them. Always used to see them. Always used to see them. Different colors every day. Felt their vibrations. And when I started getting to all these studies helped me understand a deeper truth to life. Like, basically, what I'm saying is, you have to be open minded. A lot of people have you if you have we all have to be open in your mind. Never be scared to get lost in knowledge. Some people say, I don't want to do that because I might get confused, or I don't want to do that. No, what you don't want to do that because you might see some truth, and then when you see some truth, it's gonna require some changes and some things. A lot of people don't have the discipline in them to change, and discipline is required for change. Can't change without discipline. Known fact. So it don't matter what kind of discipline it is. If you're trying to get smaller, you got to slow down on your eating. If you're trying to get healthy, you got to watch what you eat. If you're trying to be mentally healthy, you got to watch what you put in your body and what you put in your mind by watching and reading certain things and the people you keep around you. All that comes with discipline. A lot of people are social buzz. A lot of people got to have people around them. A lot of people just got to do this. Just like, like nicotine and things like that. I still use nicotine, but at the same time, I can stop it whenever I choose. It's known fact. But I choose to do it because that's what's why I choose to do right now. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, if there's a moment where I say, you know what, I'm starting to feel a little unhealthy from using this nicotine or whatever like that, I put it down, leave it alone. But certain things in life cause us to come back to whatever we do in our little comfort zone for a little while, and we get back out of the comfort zone. And one thing I learned, the true power I have in myself, I can quit doing anything whenever I please. But by me being a free being with free will, I can choose to do these things whenever I want to. Just like, for instance, there's nothing wrong with drinking a beer. But if you over abusing alcohol, then it becomes a problem. There's nothing wrong with anything. Anything a person chooses to do, I guess there's nothing wrong with it. But if it destroys that person and the people around that person, it's a problem. So I started learning that type of stuff. And I got to say, there's nothing wrong with this. And every time I backtrack, if I was trying to do something, like say for instance, trying to quit using nicotine and things of that nature, and I quit for a while and I slip back up and start using it again, I still tell myself you still succeeded because at least you practice on trying to quit using these things, and you went a week, 2 weeks, things of that nature, and you slip back up and use it again. But the whole thing is you still trying. Some people only will make an effort to change. So that's success in itself. And the more you keep doing it, the more you'll eventually be able to just go ahead and blam. You know what I'm saying? But it all starts with gradually walking. Don't try to take a big jump. Just gradually wean yourself off whatever is becoming a problem in your life that you're addicted to. Gradually. Some people are stronger than others. Some people can just straight quit it and never do it again. Some people can quit it for a while and go back. But that doesn't make them a failure in that thing because they're making a step. They say you're only a failure if you don't try. You know what I'm saying? Like I have a lot of relatives and people that say whatever you know that that's their habit. They be like, I need to quit doing this and quit doing that. We'll gradually work on it. We sit and talk about what we want to do, but we never make the steps or the progress to do it. But we got to gradually work on these things. You know what I'm saying? Take a step at a time. Try going one day without that thing. Then after that, once you go that one day, indulge back into it. Then after that, go another day without it. Then goes back into it. Then after that, after a week go by, you doing this every other day. Try to go 2 weeks doing it now, every other day, all the way into a month. Then once you get to a full month, now go all the way back and start over. Now give yourself 2 days every two. You know what I'm saying? All the way until you straight up quit. But some things it's best to do it like that. Sometimes you know what I'm saying. It's a less stressful thing. But if you're gonna straight out just cold turkey a habit or something, you got to be spiritually and mentally strong to do it. And what I mean by that is certain foods and things we put into our body weakens our mental, and certain foods we put into our body also strengthens it. So the more mental strength you have, the better off you are in discipline because you had a mental strength to get through it. But the weaker your mental is, and the weaker your body is, your mental becomes weak because your body's weak, and then you just can't bear. Like you see addicts and stuff that get sick from using the drug because that drug that destroyed their brain so much, and it's became a part of them. Now they actually physically get sick if they don't have these drugs, and I've seen it with my own eyes. So and I'm not gonna speak on that because, like I said, I ain't never been on no dope. If you call marijuana, I guess you can say alcohol. I don't know. Whatever y'all, whatever. And like I say, I wasn't a full fledged alcoholic, but when I drunk, I drunk. You know what I'm saying? But my motherfucker keep talking about all alcohol, alcohol. Now I'm one of the motherfucker that got sick when I didn't drink. No, none of that shit. I just liked it to drink. And I realized when I was doing these things, I was only doing for me, not you know what I mean. But anyway, part and stuff. When I realized that when I was going to all these places, like trying to, rehab and ministries, I realized I was only really doing it to please my loved ones, not really for myself. You know what I'm saying? I had to want to do it, and which I did, but I just felt like, how is this place or these people or this place supposed to make me change? I can go through any program I want in the world and graduate it. But if I'm not willing to change, I'm just gonna find myself back where I was before. So it's really inside yourself where the change come. And what that means, you have to say to yourself, nothing's gonna save you but yourself. If you have the correct understanding and understanding what I'm saying, you have to dig within yourself and find out what's causing me to do this. What are the triggers of me to do this? What makes me want to do this? And once you start figuring that out, and that comes by observing yourself. And the only way you can observe yourself is take your focus off other people and start focusing more on yourself, not being selfish, but humbling yourself always in silence. More listening, less talking. Spend a lot of long time with yourself. There's nothing wrong with thinking. People say if you think too much, you can. Yeah, you're right. But sometimes thinking can help when you're alone and you thinking in a healthy way. When you're thinking about healthy things, if you think about negative things, yeah, it can become a burden on the mind. But when you're thinking about positive things like that, you start becoming in tune. And I start realizing something. I start observing myself on my daily habits. And I'd be like, you know what? I ain't had an urge for a cigarette today. And I realized I didn't deal with this person, or I ain't do this, or I ain't do that. That's why I ain't have an urge. So then I go do that thing or be around that person. I end up doing that, smoking that cigarette. I'm like, now that's my trigger. It's not that I'm really addicted to the nicotine. It's that it's becoming a habit for an escape route. A lot of people bad habits we have are really escape routes for us to escape from certain issues that we have subconsciously. But once you face those issues, you don't need that escape route anymore. You know what I'm saying? So I start getting in tune, meditating a lot. Stop eating pork. Start feeling a little bit more energized. You know what I'm saying? I started the skin starting to look a little bit more healthy. Hair got longer when I stopped eating pork. My hair never got this long. Never, ever, 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 ever got this long. For the people who know me, they know what I'm saying. See me like, ooh, you got dreads now? Because I don't eat the swan. And half of the ones that eat that shit, and I'm not saying everybody that eat ain't gonna have long hair, but me personally, most of the men in my family that I seen, they ain't got long hair like me. I'm not saying none does, but from what I seen. But what I'm saying is parts of it. Y'all have to look up at TV real quick. And I'm gonna touch on this show too, Black Light, and it has a lot of interesting facts in this show. If you into metaphysics and into the melanation and the black body, black mind of these things, but like I say, it's deeper than what it's. You know what I'm saying? It's some deep shit. Like there's a lot of stuff I want to share on this channel. I'm gonna share with you. But right now, I'm sharing my spiritual journey, how I came to where I'm at, and then also, when I was out there, I would run into these people. People would just come up to me. And I'd be like, why is people so attracted to me? Why do people come up to me? One guy came up to me and said, hey, bro, you have a light about yourself. I said, a light? He said, oh, it's something unique about you. I said, oh, thank you. Appreciate that. He said, I'm just saying, I'm just telling you the truth, bro. He said, when I come around you, I get a good high vibration vibe from you. I get a good vibe from you. So to me, I'm thinking he might have been a light worker too. He said, I get a good vibe from you. And it said, you seem like a very intelligent young man. Woo woo. I had a lot of people just, man, it just This people just come up out of nowhere. I used to wonder why like these kids were very drawn to me. Kids were very drawn to me. Like when I was on the Greyhound coming to the place I'm at, um, this little boy got up and came like he his mom was asleep. He just ran through the bus. Had to be no more than 4 years old. He was running through the bus. I'm like, whose child is this? And he running through the bus, looking at everybody, just looking through seats, looking at everybody. He stopped at my seat. Hey, would you play with me? And I'm looking like, who child is this? And he looked at me like, can you play with me? I said, out of all these people, and I'm way in the back, like in the middle. I said, he done came through the back to the front, passed me about 3 or 4 times. I came back to my seat and looked at me out of all the people. They said, can you play with me? So that lets you know my vibration was good because kids are very spiritual people, beings. Kids are very, that's why when you look at kids can run, play, and do things without word because they're really, and that's why they have imaginary friends because these imaginary friends are not imaginary. They really see kids have an extraordinary perception than we do. So they see things that we don't do, even animals do. You know what I'm saying? But as they get older, their perception start dying down by the social norms of life and the things that life start to throw their way and things like that and start taking away their spiritual powers, the foods, the educational system and things that the religion set and all that. It starts to steal that. It starts because you got to understand these things are energies and certain information that we get from certain people that don't have their facts straight can drain these energies because when we start listening to these individuals without their facts straight and we start practicing these things that these individuals gave us and they're not correct, we're doing something out of the norm that's not right to our spirit and it start diluting and we start losing all types of spiritual powers. Like the Christians talking about the Muslims and all these people don't eat pork. Like I said, I'm not Muslim or none of that, but I still don't eat pork and all my spiritual people, I'm pretty sure they don't eat it neither. If any meat. You know what I'm saying? And that's another thing I'm working on. I'm trying to gradually work my way off of meat. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, that's a different time and a different place. Because like I said, sometimes we in conditions and in positions in life where we really can't kind of go as far as we want to with certain things because we have to, we might be in, in a setting where that's, it's almost like, for instance, what I'm trying to say with that is, that's almost like how will a crackhead start smoking crack when he living in a crack house? You know what I'm saying? So it's almost like that. So sometimes certain things that we really want to like do with our spiritual journey will require us to be alone. Cause like if we're around other people, we're always gonna be bombarded with temptations. You know what I'm saying? And not saying that you can't do it around temptation, but it's gonna be 10 times harder. You know what I'm saying? And you know, with these temptations. But I started going to meditation. When I meditate, I started realizing I was in better moods by meditating. And I realized the art of breathing. That's what meditation is, the art of breathing. And the art of breathing, I started realizing it started making my body healthy because you're breathing in that divine breath, which y'all call the Holy Ghost. The divine breath or the pranic energy, the living force, which is all around us. How you think you living? You living by breathing. And why not is that air that you're breathing in not destroying you? Because that air is living energy, supreme being energy, creative energy. You know what I'm saying? Or the Rajagana energy, the living energy. You got Raja, Stava, and Tama. And that's in the metaphysical sense of living energies that created the supreme being mind. And like I said, maybe I'm going too far ahead for you people that's new to this, but yeah, scientific quotes. And breathing in this energy, every day when you like this, that energy goes deep down in all the chakras. If you don't know what chakras in your body is 7 chakras in the body. We're talking about the 7 churches, the 7 candle stands, and all that in Revelation, and all that talking about the chakras. 7 continents, the chakras of the planet Earth. You know what I'm saying? I think I might be wrong. I think it's more than 7 continents. Isn't it? If I'm wrong, correct me. But like I said, I know what the 7 means. 7 chakras. You know what I'm saying? We got the crown, third eye, throat, chest, stomach, one underneath that, and then I think the base. Like I said, I might be off tonight, y'all. But like I say, Once this is just you know what I'm saying. I'm just freestyling on this, but I know my information, so I don't need no books. But it's best that I, had to wrote this down so I know exactly how I wanted to come at y'all without keep getting off course and jumping back on course. But these energies is 7 energy centers in our body, and certain energy centers hold certain powers of the body. But once you and just like there's 7 prophetic gifts, once you unlock all these chakras and get them fully elevated to unlock all of them, you charge up and you manifest all these 7 psychic abilities. But you have to awaken the 7 chakras, which are the energy systems of the body. Even the planet Earth and the universe has a chakra system. The sun being the soul, the core. I mean, that's why the sun ancient name is really called soul, SOL, soul. Just like you got the mind, body, and soul, or the spirit, soul, and the body. The spirit is the actual you. The soul is what's in between the spirit and the body that make this physical life even possible, because you need a soul to be able to exist on this physical plane. So to even be able to exist on the planet Earth and to be able to be living beings on this planet Earth, we already have to have the soul, which is the sun, to charge and give energy to us to be able to live, because you cannot live without the sun, which means you also can't live a physical life without the soul, and the soul being the sun and the sun being the soul and ancient, you know what I mean? So when these things, when we align these chakra systems, we powering ourselves, we waking up that energy that's awakening the true soul within us, which is giving off light inside of us. It's a light inside of us. And once that light comes on, it travels up the spinal cord. And that energy that travels from the base of the spinal cord is called the Kundalini energy. It charges all the chakras up, all the way get to the crown. And once it gets to the crown, what's the 7 letter in the alphabet? The G. You know what I'm saying? G. A lot of, if you want to say, okay, G stands for God. Once you get that 7th chakra, you become in God consciousness. But anyway, this Kundalini energy, which it travels up the spinal cord. What does the spinal cord look like? It moves. It goes like this. It goes like this. How it's making me move? It's like a snake. That's what the serpent represents. When you look at the ambulance, you see the staff and you see these serpents wrapping around the staff. That represents the energy traveling up the spinal cord, which is charging up the body, giving health to the body. That's why medical people use that symbol for health, because when you charge up the body with these energy centers from the Kundalini, which is the energy going up the snake, it brings the body back to good health. A lot of people don't understand you can heal yourself off of breathing. You can heal yourself off of meditation. You can heal yourself off of eating right foods, going back to herbal medication instead of pharmaceutical drugs and medication, which dilutes the body because it's chemicals. If it's not 100% plant-based, and don't get me wrong, some of these medications that people are taking, they need them. Only reason they need these things because they have no understanding of what herbal medications are. Now understanding that the planet Earth gave us herbal medication. Before all this pharmaceutical shit, people was healing themselves off of meditation, spiritual practice, talking to ancestors to give them divine healing powers. That's what they use voodoo for. They were using voodoo for healing people, contacting ancestors and things like that, getting, you know, answers for certain things in that nature, you know, being able to heal ourselves. And also they was protecting themselves with this. That's why a lot of slave masters, when some of the people came that knew these type of things, they stripped it from them because they knew that this could be a weapon to destroy me, because these people are so spiritually in tune, they can destroy us without a doubt. So we had to steal that from them, which we have to murder all the ones off that knows it and bring up a whole new batch of so-called Negroes and give them our book and train them to think like us and put their mind in mental captivity so they'll forget about their culture and their saving power that their ancestors live off the. And with that, they'll be weakened. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't understand. And I'm not really trying to go racial with this. Like I said, I'm gonna have to, when I go do other builds on this, when I do these other builds, I'm gonna be planning these builds out so that way I can touch at the specific points that I want to talk about, you know what I'm saying? Without being offensive to certain people, because that's not what this channel is for. It's not to be racial, it's not to be offensive to people. This is not what this is for. This is to educate all beings, no matter what skin color you are. But predominantly and particularly the majority, because we're not the minority, we're the majority. All dark skinned people. So it's another thing, I'll touch into that later on too. That's why they want us to think You know what I'm saying? And that's why a lot of people get mad when, and like I said, I don't even want to go into all that. That derails me off what I want to talk about. But when you came into this divine knowledge and light, you start to see things. But once the body is charged up and I start realizing something, the mind is a very powerful thing. So what you think is what you are. As a man think, as a man shall be. So when I start getting this body charged up and start getting my, conscious level up real, real high, I start thinking positive and I start manifesting everything. So even when I was out there, fucked up on the streets and things like that, and I'm not ashamed to tell people about this, you know what I'm saying? Because the reason I'm not ashamed to tell people about that, because that's my life experience and it was meant to happen to me, rather if I didn't want it to or not, it was always meant to happen. You know what I'm saying? Because by it happening, gave me more understanding. But some people can go through all this bullshit in life and not learn shit and just be doomed to hell. That becomes a hell. But we always take our bad situations and make them good situations and benefit us in the long run. And that's the science we call alchemy, taking things and transmuting it. Just like you can take something good and make it bad. You know what I mean? So alchemy is a strong science of the mind too, if you know how to use it. So when I went through these things I was going through, it let me find out who I was. That's how I found out who I really was by going through what I went through. You know what I'm saying? I got to discover me. I got to hear different things from people about me. You know what I'm saying? And I remember I was sitting outside, and I wasn't one of those people that was out there dirty and that. No, hell no, I kept myself clean. You wouldn't even know I was outside homeless. But thing is, I was sitting somewhere. I like to go to the park and feed the pigeons and shit, sit there and chill before I go back to my little spot where I was safe at. Anyway, when I thought about it, I was like, damn. You know what I'm saying? I was sitting there feeding, and I seen these people walking around. These people, you know what I'm saying? Had cameras taking pictures of the trees, buildings, three people. First time I had it was two. It was two white guys. Well dressed white guys had cameras. You know, look like photographers. Me, you know what I'm saying? Are they famous photographers? I don't know, but they was photographers, and they seen me sitting there. They said, "Hey, buddy, I don't mind to disturb you, but we was around taking pictures for our portfolio book. You know what I'm saying? Because we are Austin's photographers." And I was like, "Photographers?" He's like, "Yeah, from Austin." I was like, "Okay." I said, "Okay, y'all photographers." He's like, "Yeah." And then I thought to myself, he said, "Can we take a picture?" I said, "Yeah, no problem." I mean, I don't mind taking a picture. At least you asked me to start taking pictures of me. But anyway, and they took the picture of me. He was like, "Hey man, have you ever thought about going into modeling and woo woo and things of that nature?" I said, "You know what? I never thought of that really, but I heard that before. A couple of women told me, and that's what really woke me up to that. A couple of women told me." So, make a long story short, took the pictures of me, and he sent me my free pictures he made of me. You know what I'm saying? They're professional pictures. But anyway, a couple days later, I think about a week later, it's in the park doing the same thing. They came back again, but with a Chinese lady, and the Chinese lady was looking, and she was just looking. I said, "What is she looking at?" She was just staring at me. And then she finally kind of nudged her way over there, and then the guy that seen me said, "Hey, Don, ooh, you remember us from the other day?" I said, "Yeah, I remember y'all." He said, "Well, this is our friend here. She wants to take pictures of you as well." And we brought her down to hope to come find you. We know you be down. I said, "Yeah, sure." They took some more pictures. And the Asian lady she was amazed. I don't know, like I don't think it was I don't think it was my looks that they they I mean it is, but it's more to it than just my looks that they really was drawn to me. It was my energy. They knew I was something special, not like the rest. Say something special about this one. He has a good energy. He has a light about himself. Like what I'm saying, and it's something like like it's a spiritual understanding for those who overstand. Because like I said, a lot of people you're not gonna understand this video. A lot of people are gonna say this nigga just talking, but for the ones who understand this video, they're gonna be like, "Yeah, bro, I feel what you're saying on that. I feel that." This boosts my confidence level. Like I said, there's a whole alchemy. That's alchemy again. You know, I felt good about myself. I always felt good about myself, but it made me feel even more better about myself. These people, I'm in a low position in life, and these people want to take a picture of me. So now I know that I'm visible. I'm not invisible no more. Ain't people just walking by me looking at me all crazy and just staring. These people came to me and let me know you still a human being and you still have potential. That's what that told me. So I felt good about myself after that. And then, came home, showed the family woo woo after all the bullshit was over and died when I was back into my rightful place where I was supposed to be around family and stuff again. And I told them, about my fucked up experiences. But in reality, to them was a fucked up experience. We all know being without things and being, out on the streets and like that is a fucked up situation. It really is. But I learned from it. Not like just I learned not to do that again. Yeah, I learned that too, but I also learned who I was and the special things about life by being in those positions. Learned a lot. And I realized for a while when I was out there, no one of my family members, nobody reached out, checked them, none of that. We all do things in life people get angry about, but that still doesn't require you not to just check on a person or talk to a person or reach out to a person. You know what I'm saying? Some people just have a fucked up way of thinking and living. That's their problem, not mine. But when I came and I was showing these people, these individuals, the pictures, I'm like, woo, woo, negativity, 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 negativity. Things they were saying, I'm not gonna say, but it was just negative things. But I said maybe to you. But what it did for me in that day and time, it let me know I was somebody. You're somebody. Cause ain't nobody just walking around here just picking random young black man out the street, take a picture of them. You something special than these. You something different than the rest of these niggas. You know what I'm saying? You different than all these niggas out here. That's why a lot of motherfuckers don't like me because they know I'm different than them. I'm not like everybody else, and I'm okay to be like that. I don't give a damn about none of that shit. You know what I'm saying? I can go without anything as long as I'm in tune with myself. A lot of people think, oh, you don't have a girlfriend. Just gonna have a girlfriend on me, nigga. Does it mean I don't like women? It just means I ain't found that special someone yet. I'm looking for my actual soul mate. By me being in tune with the spirit and soul, I know what that really means. A person that has the same vibration and the same mission and path as you do in life. Because what a relationship is supposed to be is when two people get together and make something beautiful in life create. Also, it can mean also an actual physical life, but also these two individuals getting together, making their callings work together for the better of the world. You know what I'm saying? Just like if a man, if a woman had a flower garden in her yard and she wanted to start a flower business, and she found the guy that had interest in plants and he had a building, and they got together, now they can start an actual flower and an actual florist business and be able to bring good plants to the world for people to have, fresh air. Because plants give off fresh air and certain energies to people. That's what plants are. It gives off energy. It gives off certain, air and certain things. That's what, and people don't understand plants are living things just like we is. Plants have, and trees and grass and things have just as much to do with life as anything else. So these individuals getting together, starting this flower business together or this florist business together, are trying to make the ecosystem better for the world. You know what I'm saying? Taking care of plants, planting trees in other places and things like that. So she found her soulmate to help her do that mission because she cares about uh the planet Earth. She's a recycler person, and she finds a guy that likes the same thing she likes, and they use their two unique minds to create something beautiful. But a lot of people nowadays look at relationships as just being with somebody and just having somebody because you don't want to look like a loner. So just get with somebody, and I won't be looked at as weird by everybody else. I don't want people to think something wrong with me because I'm single. Shit, I choose to be. I'm a handsome looking motherfucker, not to toot my own horn. A lot of women, man, come on, man, shit. Wipe them women, nigga, I wipe them off like that. I can have y'all when I want y'all. And I'm just speaking, like I say, but like I say, that's neither here or there. Uh, the thing is, it's not about that. It's not really about none of that. It's really about I have to be alone right now in order to also get myself together and also get my mental together and my spiritual life together, and also just make sure I don't get derailed off my calling. Because if you get with somebody who doesn't have a passion for what you stand for, or who doesn't understand what you stand for, they'll derail you. So it's always important to get, if you're gonna get in a relationship, whether it be, intimate or friendship with people, it's always meant to for you to get with people of like minds, and hoping that person has the same deep interest or the same passion for this interest. And maybe I might have two different passions, but that can coincide with each other. You know what I'm saying? You got to find your air light. You know what I'm saying? Because it's easy to get with a woman. It's easy to grab a woman. It's easy. You know what I'm saying? It's easy just to get a girlfriend and say this is my girlfriend. But what can she benefit? What can she like really benefit from me other than just sex and you know like can she really, like, say for instance, can she benefit me in the sense of making me a better person? Can she give me new ideas and spark? Can she help me discover other talents that I have? Like, what can this individual do to really help me grow? And what can I do to help them grow as an individual instead of just holding their hand and kissing them and having sex on them all the time? You know what I'm saying? Like, what could that individual do for me? Also with friendship, you know what I'm saying? What can those individuals do for me if I hang around? Can they help me grow for the better, or can they keep me where I'm at? Could they bring me lower? See, these are things we have to think about before we just start mingling and start joining forces with people and things of that nature. Because also, I discovered that I was an empath, which means I pick up other people's energies very good. So that's why I need to get some crystals and things of that nature, because I pick up energy very well. Like, I can tell something's off in the room. I can even tell you what person gonna be the problem in the room. You know what I'm saying? And most likely, and most of the time, I'm right because I'm an empath. Empath is never wrong. Energy doesn't lie. You get what I'm saying? So in that sense, most of the people I come in contact with, they and I don't push people away because you know they don't have the same overstanding I have of life. It's just because a lot of people don't see my vision. You know what I'm saying? If I can find a woman, I meet a woman that sees my vision and understands the vision, and be like, you know what? I have a similar interest, and I think I can broaden that horizon. That's the woman I want to be with. Want to be that type of woman, a one that accepts me for me, and I accept her for her, and we can make something like gorgeous out of it, more than just a family in the house, but something that like the whole world can benefit from. That's what two soulmates do. It's called a twin flame, because when you get with that twin flame, you spark a bigger flame. But if you a flame and you get with somebody that's just as dull as some water is, it can put your flame out. You know what I'm saying? So that's the whole metaphor understanding to that. You know, and like I say, if you think about all the prophets, most of the ones, the great prophets, should I say? Because like I say, many are called but few are chosen. Chosen ones were the great prophets. Most of the great prophets we know were single. And like I say, I'm not gonna say all of them because I don't know that for a fact. But the majority of the ones we know, Muhammad, Jesus, all of them in the Bible, they were single people. Why had they be single? Because they had to focus on their calling. They couldn't be around people like that unless they were gonna lead the people. You know what I'm saying? They couldn't be around people who's gonna derail them from their calling. Same thing now. I had to go through the hell session. It's like they say you went to hell and got the keys and all that. When you go through hard times in life, you go through things, you go through the hell to find the actual key to life, which is the knowledge to awaken the third eye, which is right here, the pineal gland. Waking that up. And once that's open up, you can't shut it no more. You know what I'm saying? People don't understand we got three eyes, not just two physical. These help us see the physical realm. But this eye is the all-seeing eye. You know what I'm saying? It sees. That's why when you dream, you're looking from the third eye. When you're sleeping and you're dreaming, your third eye, your dream light and your dream state is just as real as your physical state. So in reality, like just put it like this. In reality, we are never really actually asleep. We're always woke, but then two different realities: spiritual light, the spiritual reality, and the physical reality. Because right now I'm woke in the physical, but when I go to sleep, I'm still seeing things and people in the spiritual, which is my dream. And it also could be connected. That's why I say it's important to go deep inside yourself to fix things. And by that, what that means is going deep inside. That's why it's always important. If you can try to figure out or remember certain dreams, write them down because it might have a message in those dreams that's going to help you in this physical realm because they all interconnected. So if your spiritual world is damaged, that means your physical going to be damaged. If your physical life is damaged, that means the spiritual is being damaged. You know what I'm saying? It's being weakened, should I say. So we always have to find that balance to keep these two understandings of life in the middle and combine them together, not being too and let me put this a better way. If you're too spiritual, you won't even you if you're too spiritual, you become a tree. You don't live life. You know what I'm saying? You don't talk to people, you don't enjoy certain things. Like I tell people, I'm enjoying everything about my spirituality because I'm not dull with it. You know, some people so spiritual where they just separate themselves from everything and anything, which you have to start off with to get stronger, but you always have to come back to contact with society. That's one thing you can't escape is society. If a person just went far away to a faraway land, say F the world and never seen no one ever again, he just gave up on life, really. You know what I'm saying? Spiritual, if you're too spiritual, it's basically like you give up on life. And if you're too physical, you die. Should I say? Let me say it that way. If you're too physical, you die because you're not understanding the spiritual meaning of things. People that's too physical, they only indulge in physical and worldly things, which eventually destroys them. But if you can get in the middle, you can have a balance. So by me having this spiritual understanding of things, I can maneuver through the physical life better. I can deal with people better. I can deal with my mistakes better. I can deal with a lot of issues better. I can be more humble better, more patient better, because I have an understanding of my spiritual. And it also can protect me from harm too when I start getting attuned to my spiritual senses. When something say don't do this, don't do that, or don't go around that person, follow these spiritual intuitions and discernments because it can save you when you in tune with the spiritual. Nothing can harm you when you in tune with the spiritual because best believe the spiritual world is gonna alert you that something in the physical is about to go down because you'll start sensing stuff. And to be physical, it'll help you in the spiritual because they all coincide. If you know life, if you live in life, you're able to enjoy the spiritual sense because they all go hand in hand. You know what I'm saying? That's like almost like what I'm trying to say is what am I trying to say? Okay, the physical. If the physical, I have to live life. I have to 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 see my family. I have to see people at work. I have to live a physical life because I'm here in the physical. So I can never separate myself from physical life. So by living physical life, I'm living life. I have to live the physical life to be able to complete my mission to bring heaven on earth. So by doing that, it's good to be of this world, to be in this world, but not of this world. What I mean, to be in this world, but not of this world. So if I'm going by and still living life like everybody else, like doing the daily basis and doing this and still living life, still going out trying to enjoy myself, something, I'm still living life. But the only reason I'm living life fearlessly is because I understand the spiritual aspect of it. You know what I'm saying? But once I understand the spiritual aspect of it, I can live in the physical a little bit more. I can live in the spiritual a little bit more. I mean, the physical a little bit more better because I understand the spiritual aspects of it now. I understand the metaphysical side of it now. I understand the deeper mysteries of it now. So now I can maneuver through the physical and better. I can deal with things better in the physical. And by me dealing with things better in the physical, living in the physical, I can complete my mission here on earth. So I can't separate physical from spiritual because they all go hand in hand. But I can't just live in just one or the other. That's not gonna work. Got to bring them together. Too. Some people is too physical and not spiritual. When those the ones that's walking around right now sleep, not physically sleep, but mentally sleep. They don't understand things as they should because they think of things as physical. Just like when people think of everything as just physical, just living a physical understanding of life, they actually think that a white Jesus is gonna float off a cloud. No, 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 that ain't gonna happen. If that was going to happen, why the hell did he ain't save us from slavery? Why he can't slave all these mass people for shootings and shit? When is he going to come back and stop this shit if he sees it happening? Get what I'm saying? And why would the God of the Bible create a deity to destroy the world that he created? I don't understand that. Why would the God of the Bible make his son die for a evil creation called the devil, and his son Jesus has to pay the price for the devil shit when the devil ass should be the one on the cross getting killed? You know what I'm saying? A lot of shit of the Bible don't make any sense to me. I wouldn't go kill my kid because my enemy doing some fuck shit. Why would I do that? I'm gonna kill the problem, the enemy. But that's just why I overstand. Hey, call it what you want to call it, people. This is Mad Nubian Light Working TV, and we get real truth from this month. But anyway, peoples, I just like I tell people all the time, man. I tell people like this: we can read as much knowledge and stuff that we want, but one thing I came to realize, all this knowledge that we read out of books and things like that is only from other men such as ourselves. But doesn't mean rejected, because everybody's here, everybody's connected as one. Everybody supposed to give each one understanding. So what's nothing wrong with you reading a book with knowledge in that's written by men, but you have to be able to decipher and be able to observe it in the physical understanding is what he brought to us correct. Because each one teach one. All of us are here to give information to each other. That's why you got so many books in the world that people write, because it's really our way of giving messages and information to the world. But we all have to put all this information together to get the whole picture. And some information is false information, but you have to be able to discern it. And that comes with getting in tune with the inner self, which is the true and living God within yourself. You also have that energy, the light system in here called the Merkaba. But this this information is good for the physical brain. Reading is fundamental because it helps you become a thinking person when you read. And when you truly read and dig and research. But the true knowledge comes from within, not out of a book. Like I tell people all the time, I didn't read this shit. Some of this shit I'm giving y'all, I ain't reading in no book. I know it from within. I got it from within. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I can go so far within myself. I get so deep in meditation. I go so far within myself, I can see certain images of things, certain people, certain numbers, certain faces. And the whole aspect is quieting the mind. So if I'm quieting the mind as best as I can, and I'm going deep into myself, and out of nowhere, an image just pops up in my mind, but it's very vivid where I can see it. The universe is telling me something about that image. It could be a person, it could be a number. Now I have to come back to the physical world and try to figure out what that meant. And this thing, I'll find out sooner or later. Like for instance, I was meditating one day. I'm gonna give y'all some real shit. I was meditating deep into meditation, just deep into it, going deep into it. And I seen an individual I know, and I seen this individual say something about I'm a dog this nigga. And I don't know why that image came in, like, and I heard the words the individual said and everything, and I went in, and I was within myself. It kind of tripped me out. I said, this is some trippy shit. What kind of portal did I open? I'm fucked. You gotta think when you doing meditation into the spirit, it's nothing like religion. This shit get real, because now you're dealing with spiritual things and energies. You get what I'm saying? I'm seeing some shit that you ain't seeing in the physical. Like right now, I can tell you it's a man standing behind you. You might say, nigga, I don't see no man behind you. And yeah, I might be crazy too. But at the same time, I might see a different realm that you just don't see. I might think I'm going crazy, but you're not. But see, when that's why I tell people, you have to understand, when you come into this and wake that third eye up, you start to see things that really you don't want to see. You start to feel things really you don't want to feel. And that's why I like watching Black Lightning, this TV show called Black Lightning, because it kind of resonates with me. It's almost like you awaken a superpower within yourself when you come into the true spirituality. A lot of people that's religion think they're really spiritual, but really they're not. They're just religious. It's a difference. Religious means having your own beliefs. What are beliefs? Beliefs is something that you think, but it's not yet proven though. I believe it's going to be sunny today, which means you're not sure if it is or not. You just believe it is. So people say, I believe in Jesus, but it means you saying that you don't know if Jesus exists. You just said it out of your mouth because you said you didn't believe. You didn't say, I know Jesus, and if you know him, take me to him. Where is he at? You get what I'm saying? So I hate when people tell me some shit. I know Jesus. Well, where he at? Then take me to Jesus Christ. Let me go see what he look like. Then did he look like he look at the picture? I know Jesus. You can't know something. You can't know Jesus because I mean, come on, man, I don't even want to go there. I don't want to go there. But I'm not disrespecting nobody. I'm not disrespecting nobody. Think that I'm just saying, think. That's all I'm saying. Think, people. Think, 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 think. It's right in your face. But the only way you're gonna be able to understand what I'm saying, you gotta kind of get a little loony. Say, you know what? I'm gonna give myself one day to get loony. I'm gonna just read some off the wall shit. It just kind of just to shock myself. But once after that shock comes, I might say, oh no, that ain't true. No, that can't be true. And you throw the book down, you like, man, no, no. But now it's starting to make you think. And then you'll start looking around, observing life. Then you say, you know what? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Might be some truth to what I read out of that book because I'm starting to see it a little bit. You get what I'm saying? I'm starting to understand it a little bit. But we also have to understand etymology because the words that we were given in this modern time, especially the so-called black race, it's not even our native tongue. So certain words that we're given and words that we use can really mean something way different in the spiritual sense. That's why when you write something, what are you doing? You're spelling it. Let me spell a word because words are spells. So when we use certain words, we want to actually go back into etymology of studies to find, and etymology is basically word science, getting the true understanding the words from its root, because words are also vibrations. When you speak, there's air that comes out of your mouth. That same living energy that you're breathing in is coming right back out through certain vibration of certain letters and words. Like I'm saying right now, look at my mouth, and it's traveling vibrations. But if I'm not too sure of the words I'm using certain words, it can travel into the universe and bring certain things back to me because the words I'm using is in talking to another human might mean something different to the spiritual world. So when I get up and say good morning, we have to understand there's two different mornings as we know. Morning, then Morun. I might have spelled that one wrong, ing. But morning and morning. You get what I'm saying? So morning, morning. So when you say good morning, and when you think people are mourning, people are sad. They mourning. So when you say good morning, you basically saying good morning or good sad day. You know what I'm saying? So now you don't know that, but when you say that, it might be traveling to the universe, and the universe just say, okay, this person wants to mourn. And it brings back, and that's when you end up having a fucked up day. That's not always true, but it happens. We don't know that. And just because you say grand rising doesn't mean you're going to have a super blessed day, but the day will be a day you can deal with in peace because you said grand rising. Now the sun and the energy and the spiritual beings are bringing a rising about. It's bringing your energy level up because you said grand rising. So now the day is going to be grand. No matter what happens to me, it's still going to be grand because I know my energy levels are low because I said grand rising. I speak certain things into the universe that comes back. That's why we got to be. That's why when they say, "Oh, you curse this person out," because when you say certain words to that person, you have said words that becomes curses. You know what I'm saying? And it can curse a person. That's why I said be careful. That's why motherfuckers say, I wish you was dead, motherfucker. And then the person end up dying or something because you said something to that person that cursed them. That's why they say you curse that person out. It doesn't mean person say curse as we understand curse means bitch or hoe or nigga or something like that. That's cursing. Any word could be a curse word if you say it to a person directly. Or if a motherfucker come to me, scream my language. See, there I go again. And I know, like I said, this is deep shit. But when I go, and like I say, pardon the language for the people who have sensitive ears, but I'm just trying to get overstanding to y'all. And when when a person curse, you know what I'm saying? When you curse, a person can say something. That's why I tell people stop thinking negative, because your thoughts can become curses too. You think negative, and when you think negative, you say certain things. You know what I'm saying? That's why I try my best on a daily to try to think positive. Even though sometimes I might feel like a certain way, I still say, man, just think of something positive. There might be something I might want for the day that I can't have. I'm not gonna let that mess my day up. I'm gonna be thankful for what I do have. You get what I'm saying? Because I know, and I'm gonna get into that on my next build, and to be I can better explain this, and what I'm talking about right now, I can better explain it later on down the road with the I'm gonna go over the seven chemetic or hermetic or however I want to say it, because we say it in two different ways, say hermetic or chemetic. It's really chemetic, but they put the word hermetic for Hermes the great. Not getting to all that. See, it's so much that goes with so much that goes with so much that goes with so much, and that's the beautiful thing about this soul searching thing and this deep divine mystery understanding of the universe and the one, because it gives you something every day to do. You know what I'm saying? It gives you something to expound on. Just like people have passions for certain things. Some people have passion for designing clothes, doing music, whatever there is. Everybody has a passion for something. My passion is this: sharing information, searching for information, learning information. Basically, my passion is living. That's true living. True living is the search for the calling. We weren't put here on planet just to live a regular dole ass life, go to work 9 to 5, wife, kids, go have some fun when we can, and back to the slave plantation the next day to clock in. That's not the norm. The normal life is to do these things, but to take these things that you're doing, the family, the house, the relationship, or the husband or the wife, take these things that you were blessed with and use it to find out the purpose on how can you take all these things that you have to make it beneficial for the world. You know what I'm saying? Like it's really called like look like trying to find out why you here. Once you find out why you here, then you become more. What is your calling? What is my purpose? Everybody has a purpose. Everybody, just like when you go to work, everybody got a position. You get what I'm saying? Everybody has a mission here. Some of our missions are the same. Some of them can be at more intensity. Some of them can be at a less intensity. Some of them are different. Some of them are bizarre, but we all have missions. And until we all take our rightful places in these missions in life and follow these things and search for the truth is life. The truth is life. And see, the educational system, politics, and religion has hidden a lot from us. It had done a number on us. And when we take this information, these things, and do right with it, when we take this information, we we can build from it. And how would I know about going within? How would I ever known about meditation, spirituality, uh, lower vibration, high vibration, words and things being a curse and numbers being the language of the universe? Because people talk about, oh, God talked to me last night. He can't talk to you. It doesn't. It's not a person. It's an energy. So an energy can only talk to you through energetic things such as signs and symbols, which are numbers and letters. It can be other things too, mostly numbers. That's why you got the science called numerology, which is the science of numbers, which you can also figure out your life purpose and path by figuring out your numerology chart. And I'm gonna touch on that later on too. But I'm gonna also be trying to start a website or a Facebook page, and I'm also be bringing it here on this YouTube channel about numerology. There's a lot of things I gotta touch on with y'all because this channel, the Mad Newbie Lightwork, is really for deeper mysteries of life, understand this over thing. And tonight, all I wanted to tell y'all is really how I got this far into where I'm at. I got this far into my overstanding, becoming conscious because first of all, I had no choice. I was chosen. I had no choice. I had no choice. This is what it is for me. And when I first came into this shit, it was depressing because I was starting to find out a lot of facts and truths about life, which made me depressed. I'm like, damn. And that's why I think a lot of people are scared of is that depression stage. But then at the end of the darkness, when you walk through the valley in the shadow of death, you start to see the light. And once you get to the end, and once you start figuring out these things, you be like, it's fucked up that I figured this shit out. But it's also a blessing because now I know how to move now on certain things. You know what I'm saying? So you could look at it as a bad thing, look at it as a good thing, but to me, it's a blessing to have it. It's more of I have more of a responsibility. That's why I can't. That's why once I open the third eye, I can't talk about worldly shit no more that really don't benefit me. I gotta talk about something that benefits me because it's not that I want to and I choose to do it. It's like I have to do it. You know what I'm saying? Just like when Jesus had to do all of his works and things he did, he didn't say, you know what, I'm done. I'm just gonna turn around and quit now. He went all the way through with it because he couldn't. No matter what, if he did or not, he would have been thrown right back on the path because he had to do it. And the reason I went through all these schools of thoughts and institutions and religious institutions and shit, because I was really searching for myself. You know, through all the bullshit, I was searching for myself, and I found out my true self. I found out who I found that I'm stronger than most. I'm meant to be stronger than most. And I found out, and I used to have a low self-esteem. I used to have a very low self-esteem. One thing I found out by getting to myself, a lot of people are drawn to me, whether it's good or bad. They drawn to me. People can't walk by me like they don't see me. They gonna feel me. In reality, they ain't gotta see me. They're gonna feel my energy. You know what I'm saying? Because I always get these hard looks from people. People just what the fuck? The fuck is they looking at you? Like they never seen a person before. Yeah, it's like goddamn. Don't I like? Am I a living human being like your ass? Like you looking at me like I'm some motherfucking extraterrestrial or something. So, and I get to realizing you giving off extraterrestrial energy because you know some extraterrestrial shit. You get what I'm saying? And yes, they are real. I know that. You might think I'm crazy, but I know this. Really do know this, and that's why I'm giving y'all this information. And like I say, if something was to ever happen to me, this is what I'm telling y'all. This shit's real, very real, very real. Y'all might think I was crazy if I told you I even contacted one. I might be one, or I am one. Who knows? But what is your definition of an extraterrestrial? Green man with big eyes? I don't know. What is your definition? You gotta do some soul searching to figure it out. You get what I'm saying? Think about this, people. The real reason, like I say, I'm so passionate about this. First of all, it allows me to be who I am. I get to be who I am with this. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got to be nothing else than what I am with my spirituality. It helps me become in tune with things. It helped me come up with new ideas. I done found out so much about myself. I found out new talents, new things. You know what I'm saying? Different realms of experiences. I like, man, it's a beautiful thing. And it's really, and the reason I keep on jumping like that when I'm talking right now, because it's really something I can't explain. It's only something you can experience. Can't explain it. And I can talk all day on this camera about some anything and everything I've been talking about. You just gonna know it anyway if you don't agree with me, just because whatever your personal issues is with me or whatever whatever it might be, it doesn't change the fact that what I'm saying is off. No. And everything I'm saying on here, if I'm right about everything, I might not be 100% right about everything I'm saying, but I'm damn near in the I'm in the lane. You get what I'm saying? And like I tell people like I say, because this channel, I just put this channel up, and the last two, this is my second video. Last one was the introduction, giving y'all understanding what this channel is going to be about. Today, I wanted to introduce myself, who I am. I go by Malik El Ray, you know what I'm saying? AKA Knowledge to Mind. I go by Knowledge to Mind. I like prefer to be called Knowledge to Mind, non-royalty, or whatever y'all want to call it. It don't matter. Really don't matter. But I go by, I wanted y'all to know who I am and how I came, like what made me get to the conscious level I'm at today. Was really going through bullshit in life and wanting to find a way out of the bullshit. And I didn't want to wait for help. I wanted to help myself. A lot of people think about helping themselves is, oh, I'm gonna go do this and just go do this and go do that and go do this. I said, no, in order to help myself, I gotta find out the truth of things. Then I can actually help myself, because I can't help myself off of falsehood. I can only destroy myself. You know what I'm saying? And I'm tired of waiting for a sky daddy to float down and save me. It ain't gonna never happen. This motherfucker is not coming. Excuse my vernacular. He's already here. It's the consciousness. The truth is Jesus. The truth is here now. I'm trying to give you the light, as Jesus said, but you don't want to take it. But the truth is the so-called Jesus that y'all talk about. Your Savior is the truth. Once you figure out the truth and find the truth, then you found your Savior. And the only way your Savior will work is when He comes, which is the truth. The Savior comes, which is the truth. You have to follow the Savior, which is truth. Once you follow truth, you save yourselves. Because ain't no man floating off those sky to come and save you from nothing. Unless you just that ignorant really to believe that. And if, like I say, this is Mad Newbie Light Worker TV. I'm a mad newbie, and I don't care who feelings are hurt. I'm giving you the light because the truth does hurt, but it heals. Just like some medication is nasty as hell, especially if it's the liquid kind, but it does make me feel better. You know what I'm saying? So it's all about how you take what I'm giving. It's all about you, the individual you. You know what I'm saying? So just that. And you know, I met a lot of interesting people on this journey, and for the futures to come, meet more interesting people. One thing I noticed about this, you know what I'm saying, for all you guys that's out there, the women, man, the women, they love a man with this open. You got the third eye open, bro. God, Lee. They like this motherfucker right here. Something unique about this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Because when you know what they say, when you know better, you do better. So when you know better, you move better, and that turns the women on. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. Women, most women in this day and time like a guy that got money, certain looks, and this and this and this and that. But it takes that special individual woman to like a man because he has this. I want to, that individual woman that come to you and be like, you turn me on not because of what you look like, not because of what you got. I'm attracted to you because of what you know. And what you know can save me and help me become a better woman. You know what I'm saying? That's why a lot of women, like women that's damaged and hurt, really in reality, when they searching for somebody, they're not really knowing they're searching for a guy that can really help them understand life. Not searching for a man that man can help them. Most women can help themselves. They don't need your money. Most women nowadays got their own shit. They don't need you. Nowadays, when a woman have a man, she just need that man for a certain security, whatever it might be, protection. Maybe because she's lonely, she needs someone around, and that. But in reality, it ain't for your money. So most likely, if a woman and like I said, let me take that back because these women nowadays are different. And I'm a '90s baby, shit. But like I said, let me take that back. And see, that's what I like about myself too. When I'm wrong about something, I said, "Oh nope, stop, you're wrong. Take that shit back." But that special one, she seeks you because of what you can heal inside of her. You know what I'm saying? That's that special one that you know what I'm saying? That's that special one I'm looking for. The one I can heal and the one can help me heal too. We can heal each other. What is she gonna heal? Like if I'm damaged by anything? No, I'm not damaged. But she can probably heal my brain on a stressful day. You get what I'm saying? She can probably encourage me to keep going with this shit that I'm giving now. Baby, you right on track. Keep going. Fuck these people. They might think you crazy. They might not believe you. Might whatever. But I believe. I know I do. I can feel it in you. That's the type of woman I'm looking for. If I was, you know what I'm saying, when I get ready to get into that special relationship, I want my twin flame to come. But it's more than just, and like I said, this should be a different build. I'm gonna touch on it anyway because, like I said, I'm open talking tonight. But I already introduced myself, how I came into all this. It all started as a child, that's reading, going through church and the Christian church, always having questions. And like I told people, if you're a chosen one on this planet Earth, like I said, many are called, a few are chosen. It doesn't mean because you wasn't chosen, you're not special. It just means in this lifetime, you're not gonna know some shit. So which means, or what it means, no, let me take that back. What it really means is the chosen ones that were chosen, they have the gift to give the message to the people. They have that they have that drive. We are chosen, so we have that drive. It's our passion to do this. Instead of just getting any and everybody to give out the truth, and then they get lazy on it and just say, fuck, I don't care. Well, you know what I'm saying? Just like for instance, you ain't gonna hire somebody in your job if you know they're not gonna stay motivated to get the job done. So the chosen ones was always people that ask questions. Every chosen one on the planet Earth is the one that asks questions. That's interested in facts and interested in information. We are the chosen ones because we interest. We know there's more than life. Instead of just going home and laying down watching TV on the couch, people like, oh fuck, I'm gonna go on and get on the internet, watch some lectures, videos, I'm about to do study, do some numerology study. The chosen ones are people that can teach themselves and study things about life without a teacher doing it. Chosen ones. Get what I'm saying? And and like I say, a lot of things parts to a lot of things that I like to do is I like to sometimes go outside in the sun and just stretch, look at the sun, and I love to look at the moon because I know that these certain orbs or these certain planetary energy centers, the moon and the sun, are very vital to my spiritual life. You get what I'm saying? So, like I tell people all the time, right now I'm not looking to live of the world. I'm looking to live. I'm living in the world, but I'm not trying to live of the world. So right now, most people like, man, woo woo. I'm just gonna touch on this topic. People like, man, you be turning out, you be having some bad women, man, be on you, bro. You don't be on nothing, man. You crazy. Cause my focus is on something else, and it's not on there. They gonna always be there. I get them anytime I want. Just like money, when you get money anytime you want, you get anything anytime you want. And one thing about me, I'm a very confident person. I never been a self. When I was younger, I am, but now I'm so confident. I'm people who tend to have that impatient thing about like they got to get it right then and there. Is people feel like it's never gonna come around again to them. Right now, I have a mission to play. I need to focus on some shit. I also focus on getting myself right. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm just getting out of a bad situation in life, so I got to get myself all the way together before I even think about a goddamn woman. You know what I'm saying? It might be someone I don't care, but I ain't talking about like that. Physically, I have to, materially and financially, yes, I have to. But I'm talking about mentally. I still have mental things that I'm trying to put together every day. I'm trying to get better in the spirit, mental, and physical. I'm trying to get to that point where I can start seeing some lives being changed from my calling. And once I start seeing that, then I start saying, okay, now things are progressing. Then I can start finding that twin flame or that my soul. What you call say? Y'all say soulmate? Yeah, you can start looking for that. And really, a soulmate, you don't have to look for a soulmate. Your soulmate finds you. Y'all find each other because you're soulmates. A lot of people go online looking for people. And they say, "Oh, I found my soulmate." You're lying. You found you somebody, but it's not your soulmate. And maybe it could be, but how? What's the odds of that? Soulmates usually meet on an awkward type of time, almost in some shit. Like, just for instance, I like knowledge. So if I was gonna find my soulmate, most likely it will be in a place that I'm interested in. It's not gonna be in a place that I'm not interested in. People who like the club, like if you meet a girl at the club and you say, "Oh, this is gonna be my wife," nigga, she's a clubber. So then she do some clubbing shit when y'all get married to do this. Well, yeah, that's where you met her at, so she gonna have that same attitude, a party animal. So in order for me, like, and that might be okay with you. If you're a partier and you're a party animal, you like to party, you'll want a woman that like to party too. That's what you like to do. So you'll go to a place to whatever place you're interested in. That's the place you'll go to look for your soulmate or your significant other. Is that place? Get what I'm saying? Just like actors, you see a lot of male actors and female actors dating each other, right? Or married to each other because they both had passion for acting. So now that and they most likely met each other during acting sessions. You see a lot of music artists together because they both had the same passion. They met each other at a music conference, at a music award, at a studio session, somewhere. But they was somewhere that they enjoyed being. And sometimes it just be awkward places, you know. But it's always nothing's coincidence, everything's by chance. But for me, it would be the library. I like information, I like knowledge. So if I meet a woman in the library, evidently she's there getting some type of information. Whether it's a small batch of it, but she's getting information. She's seeking some type of information. I won't go to the damn children's section to look for a woman because she got kids. Duh, and plus they are kids. So evidently, I would go to the philosophy section, play science or metaphysics section, thing like that. And I see a woman over there reading on that type of shit, and she might say, "Hey, how you doing? My name is Woo. What do you study? What do you read? I'm reading uh the liberal 777. Oh, you went to the mystical studies too, the mysticism studies, yeah. Oh, that's crazy. I'm reading a book like that right now, and they're talking about this, and me and her get to chatting it up about this information, and then after that, the conversation becomes so good, and after that, we never want that moment to end because we getting talking about some real shit, and then later on, she said, "How about we meet up again for coffee and talk about this?" And then next thing you know, it leads to a relationship. So evidently, that relationship is gonna kind of work because we're interested in the same thing. We met somewhere that both of us were interested in, so we know that we have some type of capability to work. Will we have everything in common? Maybe not, but we will at least have a majority of things in common to help us grow together. Instead of getting with people that you have no shit in common with, and I know this better than anybody. It started off like that, but later on down the road, the true shit that you actually have a passion for, they'll try to derail you from it, or you might derail them from theirs. You know, so it's important if you get with a person in a relationship, whether it's friendship or intimacy relationship, to help that person grow for the better in life, and they can help you grow. You know what I'm saying? Most people get in a relationship just to seek motherfucker, just to just take care of them or look after them, and then that just to give relationship instead of give and take relationship instead of a balance. Or you do this, I do this, we do this, I do this, we help each other. You know what I'm saying? And for my single people out there, it's nothing wrong with being alone. Don't think it's something wrong with being alone because when you're alone, you can figure out shit better. You can accomplish your goals and things better. You can still do this with people, but it's 10 times a little bit harder. But when you by yourself, all you got is you. So all you got is you and your goals. So just go ahead and attack them. You know what I'm saying? Because you'll realize by you not having nobody, ain't nobody gonna motivate you to do it. So you realize you have to do it because I'm all I got. You know what I'm saying? I'm all I got. So that would motivate you better. So a lot of people, I think, is good. And like I said, each his own. From my personal experience, by like being alone, like I said, I'm not only talking about intimacy relationships, just period with like society, friendships, and things of that nature. By being alone, I can focus and get things done, like get my goals and things accomplished, do the things that I want to do and get them accomplished without distractions. And then later on, once I start accomplishing certain goals and I'm at where I want to be in life, I can say, you know what? It's time for that friendship or it's time for that relationship right now. You know what I'm saying? And and I have plenty of friends. I have a couple of friends. I have a couple of friends that got their own YouTube channels too, and they teach a lot of this. But me and these individuals on the same mind frame and caliber. You know what I'm saying? And and these individuals, they on the same time. You know what I'm saying? So it's easy for us to talk and have conversations because we can conversate for hours because we like to talk about the same thing. But then you got some people that you get around and you'll talk about some real shit. And the first thing they do is try to shut you out or roll their eyes at you. Like it's no talking to this motherfucker. Because I'm trying to tell this motherfucker something, but they're not listening. They thinking I'm talking crazy. I'm not talking crazy. I might be talking crazy from your standpoint because you don't understand it. People tend to call shit crazy when they don't understand it. Doesn't mean that it's crazy. You just don't understand it. Just like the Bible. I thought that shit was crazy because I didn't understand it. How the fuck is something gonna float and save me? How is a snake gonna talk? Santa Claus didn't come through no motherfucking chimney. Like if you believe in that, you still believe in Santa Claus. So that's that's what I'm saying. You get what I'm saying? I'm not saying that it's not real, but it's in signs and symbols. That's what I'm saying. Jesus stood for love. So who is Jesus? Jesus is really love. All of us have to have love to be able to help each other and guide each other like Jesus did. That's what it really represented. Jesus represented the principle of love. Muhammad represented the principle of peace. You know what I'm saying? Buddha and them, all these people represent different principles of characteristic traits that all of us should take up. That's what these people were actually symbolic. And like I say, they did so much alternating to things in the book. Because in reality, if you look at the Bible and pay attention to the Bible, it's a lot you will see in the Bible that people don't see on a daily basis. And they read the Bible more than me. They probably read the Bible more times than I did. Probably read the Bible all the way through. I never read the Bible all the way through. All I have to read is a glimpse of the Bible, and I found out a certain truth. I could tell you the whole Bible just by reading that one truth. What is the key to life? What is the whole purpose of the Bible? I can tell you right now the whole purpose of the Bible. The whole purpose of the Bible is to try to get to is the whole purpose of the Bible, the tree of life. That's the whole purpose of the Bible. And you get introduced to that in what book? The first book. So once you figure that out, you really figure out the whole Bible. The tree of what? The tree of knowledge and good and evil. Okay? Once you have knowledge of good and evil, you understand what? Life, which gives you the tree of life. But what is good and evil? Is there such thing as good and evil? You know what I'm saying? So when you're reading your Bible next time you're going through it, like I said, just for the people that really have an understanding of it, the whole key to it is this that tree, the tree of life. You know what I'm saying? But you get lost somewhere through all that, through the whole Bible. You get lost about you forget about that. The tree of life. What he meant by their eyes being open. Was they physically blind? No, they wasn't physically blind. They could see. How in the hell else would they be able to even see that there was fruit in the tree if they didn't have, if their physical eyes was open? You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, y'all think about this. How in the hell would they even know that it was a tree with fruit on it if they couldn't see physically? And then they said about they ate the fruit and their eyes was open. How the fuck you even know where the fruit was at, or if it was a serpent talking to you anyway, if your eyes wasn't even open physically? So their physical eyes were open. What it meant by that when they ate the fruit, it was the fruit was the knowledge, you know what I'm saying, for the tree of life of good, you know what I'm saying? The fruit was the knowledge. It's coincides with the knowledge. So when we start eating fruit, we eating the knowledge. So by getting the knowledge, my third eye opens up and I start seeing life for what it is. Because they was walking around naked, but didn't know they was naked. And they was okay with that. But once they got exposed to the truth, they knew they had to correct that because the truth. You get what I'm saying? So now they start seeing it, you know what I'm saying? That's symbolic to that. Once you get that knowledge and you know the truth, now you have to start living on that. You get what I'm saying? And once you live on that knowledge, you figure out a lot of things. That's what that meant. But like I said, I can't wait to get into that with y'all too. Like I said, I got so much information to give out. But like I said, man, it was a pleasure opening up. I might not have been too detailed of my journey, but I was detailed enough to get y'all an understanding of certain things, how I came into this, how it's working for me. Like I say, it ain't like I can move a mountain or nothing with these psychic abilities I got, but it's helping me be able to maneuver better and think better and being able to discover some amazing things about this reality we're living in now. And you know what I'm saying? It's all this that I'm giving, and my mission here is to do what? Bring heaven onto earth. Heaven on earth. So when we all start doing our parts and doing our missions in life, we create a heaven on earth. And that's what we was called here to do, was to bring heaven on earth. But y'all want to keep hell on earth. So what you make earth, the planet earth, is hell, the lower realm of things. You get what I'm saying? When it's really supposed to be heaven. When they say you will spend eternity in hell, which means if we constantly keep this planet filled with evil, we will live the rest of our days out in hell. Got to worry about this, worry about that, when we create heaven on earth by all of us falling into our calling. That's what it's all about. Like I say, many are called, few were chosen. You're gonna have some good times, you're gonna have some painful times, but you have to understand that's a part of life. But it's up to you to decide how you want to react to it and how it's gonna build you or it's gonna break you. So it's your boy Nine Royalty, aka Knowledge to Mind. Welcome to Mad Nubian Lightworker TV. It's been a pleasure to have y'all here. I'll be tuning in soon for a third build, should I say. And then when I come back in again, I'm gonna give y'all some real heat. And next time I come back in, we're gonna start class for real, for real. So it's your boy Knowledge to Mind, aka Nine Royalty, man. It's 9-7 Mad Nubian, aka Mad Nubian Lightworker TV. Peace and love and harmony to all, man. Love.